Hi guys, this is Bellator Middleweight Norbert Novenyi Jr. Make sure you tune into my live interview with Stephen Quirko on Power 98.5. Hi guys.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Stephen Quirko on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Stephen Quirko.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us live on air with Stephen Quirko on Power 98.5. We have my very, very good friend, Norbert Magic Novenyi Jr., Bellator's middleweight, I'm going to say champion. He's 5-0, 5 wins, 0 losses. And we're going to go deep into this brilliant talent. How are you, Norbert?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, my friend. You've been signed with Bellator since April of 2018, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You were only, 19 at the time?
No, I was 18. 18. I was literally, in my last year in school. So if I still had like 2-3 months left. If I had a bit more left, I probably would have dropped out.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoyed school, but I always knew that fighting was for me. That's, at least the next, until I'm at 30-ish, that was going to be my life choice. So, yeah.
Did you begin at the age of 18 professionally, or when did it start?
So, I've been training since I was a kid. Like, I was doing karate when I was a year and a half. So I've always been involved with sports. I did dancing, gymnastics, golf, everything you can think of. Literally everything. My dad made me do a lot of sports. So I get a very good so-called movement culture. Like, my coordination, everything gets better. And in 2011 or 2010, he opened his gym. And that's when I started training full-time. And I moved to England when I was 2014. And then 2016, I had my first few amateur fights. And then 2018, I had my first pro debut, and my second fight was already in Bellator. So it's a fun journey. It's been a fun journey.
And you're originally from Hungary.
Yeah, exactly.
How are you liking it in the UK?
Oh, I love it here. So I kind of grew up here now. Like, all my friends are here. Half of my family is here. My mom's married to someone who's English, so at home we mainly speak English. So we're getting integrated into the UK culture a little bit.
You've got some people that are looking up to you, not only fans and your supporters here and around the world, but you've got younger siblings that are your role model for.
Yeah, so I've got a little brother and sister who I live with here in England, and I've got another little brother who's in Hungary with my dad. They all fight. They literally my everything, especially the two, my little brother and sister who lives with me. They're literally like my own kids, so I'm blessed to have them,
and they're blessed to have you.
Thank you.
So after winning your match back in 2018, you fought against Ben Earls. What did you learn or find out about yourself? Was it that moment, was that the pivotal point in your life, or where was it to where you knew that you were rock solid in this career and you were going to move like so hard, so strong?
Oh, that was way before that. I was probably like 11, 12. Yeah, I actually have videos of me like training with adult man and tapping them out and beating them up when I was 12. And when I was a kid, like it sounds very cocky, but it's true. Um, but I always so my dad was doing it. That he used to do Greco-Roman wrestling and kickboxing after and going to MMA. So even on my mum's side, my uncle was a boxer. So it's always been in my family, and I feel like fighting is in your blood in a way. Not just because of my family, but generally, if someone's a fighter, they naturally a fighter. And I was probably 11 or 12 when I had my first like grappling tournament, and I won. Then I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be the best in the world. So ever since then, it's been 11 years of solid work now. Since I started, I was 10. And yeah, I've known it since the beginning that I will become. I'm still not there, nowhere near. I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but I will be the best in the world, and you will see it.
There is still talk about your fight with Fleury. Uh, are you aware of how strong those topic points are about you and your reputation and what you've done in that match?
Yeah, that was a huge match. Just like even the so there was a sold out arena in Dublin, 13,000 people, and the Dublin crowd, the Irish are a bit different than to anywhere else. They sing together, and when you hear 13,000 people sing together the same song, that just gets to you. It gives you the shivers. And when I went in there was 13,000 boos at the same time. So and by the end they were cheering. But that's one of the best, if not the best experience I've ever had in my life. Loads of people, a great fight against a very, very good guy. Will is super tough, and if anyone looks him up, he's been beating some good guys in Bellator. So he's very tough, and on the day I was on point and I could perform.
For those that are tuning in, we are also on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. I do have the photo that you sent to me, Norbert, of you and Fleury together. It's a powerful photo of you there. The way, the respect, you know what one I'm talking about. It's like where you're like looking like you collapsed against his chest, but in a very good way.
Yeah. I mean, me and Will, we used to, funny enough, we used to train together in London when I moved out here. When I was 15, we used to take the train back home, and it is kind of hard because we always been very good friends. I remember just before I got signed to Bellator, maybe just after he got signed as well. And I remember there was a Bellator show in London, and we were actually in the middle of the cage, and we shook hands like, "What's up, man? Long time no see. How are you?" Just that casual talk. And it was in the middle of the cage, and who would have thought that 2 years later we would have been in a cage and fighting each other. So there's so much respect towards him. He's he's literally one of the nicest guys ever. So I always respect everyone I fight. Unless they being silly and talking trash. I've got the utmost respect to anyone who steps into the cage.
I'm gonna honestly say what I consider is you speak your truth, and I know you refer it to as trash, but you really don't come across as your typical fighter or people that are trying to get recognition or to prove something. You really hold your own, and I'm going to tell you, you do it in a very professional way. You do it in a way that's very empowering because it doesn't look exaggerated. It doesn't look ridiculous. So I just want to let you know that your presence in everything of who you are, Norbert, really translates very well. And I hope that you're proud of yourself and look forward to just continue to be transparent and letting people have the opportunity to get to know you, even with some of the dances I've seen that you've done in your videos.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you. I'm still a kid, so I still do a few childish things. But yeah, when I was 18, when I had my first Bellator fight, I'm not gonna lie, I was trying pretty hard. But at the time, that was me. I was someone who was trying really hard. And now, as I guess it's growing up and maturing, but now I am literally myself, and I'm really I'm very happy with who I became, and this is because of my family, my history that way, and long story short, and my coaches and my team around me. They've been putting. When I was 14, I was getting beaten up for saying silly stuff. So I'm really glad with who I became. I'm still growing. That's one of the things I'm really into. I'm trying to find. I wouldn't say meaning, but I'm trying to find myself in this big world. But I'm really enjoying what I'm doing now, and I'm literally just being myself. And if people like it, they like it. I'm happy. If they don't, then what they can do. I don't know if I can swear here, so
No,
I
you're
probably
good.
won't. But
You're good.
you can imagine what I want to say.
Now, honestly, just go ahead, just spill it out. There's no censorship here. We're not on Walt Disney Channel.
It's all right.
I'm going to play a clip here from your Instagram. I really, really like this clip.
Him. I hope you're going to support me the same way in the future. I'm 19, next week I'm 20, and I'm going to be a fucking world champion. A world champion! Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Norbert Novenyi Jr.
How do you like hearing that? What do you think?
Yeah, as I said, one of the greatest moments ever. And I said, 13,000 people are booing. Imagine that, 13,000 people. And what's even worse, that even from Hungary, I was getting a lot of rubbish, like a lot of shit. They were giving me a lot of shit. And the 13,000 people booing you, and I'm like, I've never felt better. Like, you know what? I'll be the bad guy. When I can, all these people, like, when you go online, you see a lot of people. And since I was a kid, I've been getting it. Like, even just in normal life, like, people are saying this and that. And it's one of my things that always been out. I've got a little diary, and it's written in there when people are saying that. So they said something silly, and I was like, you know what? We'll see when I become a world champion, or when I become this and that. You will want to be my friend. And now I've got people messaging me that I haven't spoken to in time, and telling other people how, like, I'm their best friend and stuff like that. So I like proving people wrong, and that 13,000 boos just gave me more energy. Like, it probably gave me more energy than when I fought in Hungary. I had like 6,000-7,000 people cheering for me, and that wasn't nowhere near as good as the 13,000 boos. And those 30,000 boos became cheers, and that's like, yeah, it's very hard to explain. It's an experience that not a lot of people get to experience in this world, and probably less than 0.0001% of people. And I'm one of those people, and I'm just so blessed to be in this position.
And you are perfectly who you are in a way that you express to yourself, to where it just, once again, it translates so very well, so very professional. And I'm going to play this little clip here. This is the whole point, and where you're going to have your balance, Norbert, from the naysayers to the yay-sayers to, transitioning with the way your fans, your supporters are. This is a clip from ESPN.
So the guy that I obviously, I'm fresh off of it. So the reason why I'm going to throw him out there is Norbert Novenyi Jr.
He's 19. He should have been on that list.
20 years old. He just turned 20 years old. Great performance against Fleury, and he should have been on that list.
Yep.
Those are the guys. Those are the guys that I've seen in Bellator.
So, tell us about that.
So yeah, oh my God. So this is a funny story as well, because just before that, Brendan Schaub, who's like I don't know how big he is in just in general life, but he's like, used to be in the UFC, used to be a big fighter, then he went into like stand-up comedy, but he's got a few big podcasts. And just before that fight, one of my friends were like, I can't wait until Joe Rogan and Brendan Schaub talks about you. After that fight, Brendan Schaub. Then a week later, Josh Thompson and Big John, what everyone just heard. Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson, two legends, and they talk about me like that. And that's one thing I remember. Again, we were in London in a Bellator show, and I was in the backstage. I was warming up one of my teammates, and I walked past Big John, and I remember he winked at me. I was like, wanted to say that you'll be calling my fights at some point, but then that's a bit too cliche. So I was like, you know what, I just leave it out. And when these guys talk about you and Josh Thompson, who I'm look up to because he's been a legend in the sport. And if when they talk about it like that, it's just, yeah, again, all I can say, I'm blessed. I'm just so happy. And now playing this back, and obviously I haven't listened to this in a long time, but now, yeah, it feels really good.
I love giving these reclips or doing this because it really gives a perspective, because you're so used to, professionals like yourself, go, training, eating, sleeping.
Yeah.
Like you rarely go back and reflect until you make the time to go back and reflect. So to bring in moments like this really helps give you a different perspective, or an added perspective, Norbert, that you really deserve to have.
Thank you. Yeah, no, 100%. I like to be honest with you. I like going back to watch fights, and I like reliving. That's why I love taking pictures. I just like reliving past moments. And people say don't live in the past, but sometimes past feels really good. Even if it wasn't a good time, sometimes it can feel good. It can remind you of, shit, man, you got through that, or wow, what a great time. How you're so lucky to have the friends you've got, and stuff like that. So I do go back here and there, but actually that video I haven't seen in a long time. So yeah, that felt really good.
And you're right. You hit the boxing nails through the board with one hammer swing on that. It is imperative. Even when you least expect it, sometimes the past just is here to acknowledge your own personal growth and success, and, where you go through life, and even at times will help. And I'm saying this from experience, and I know you can most likely will agree, to help set sometimes a better direction than what you would, or where you may be thinking that you're meant to go or want to go. And then, all right, no, this helped with this decision. I'm making the right decision this time, and I'm sticking with it.
No, yes, 100%. I totally agree with you.
I want to play this clip right here. Let's see. Oh, okay. It's just you giving a, I thought it was like a regular video, but it was just one of those loop videos. Let's see here.
Oh.
Go to 3-0 inside the Bellator cage. He was magical tonight.
The Fleury had talked about they had trained together a long time ago. And Novenyi, when I talked to him yesterday.
This is the one with you and Will Fleury. And I love how you incorporate the magic in there, because you are magic. Who gave you that?
Thank you. Who gave me the name Magic?
Yeah.
Oh, well, a lot of people think I'm Channing Tatum, so they always call Magic Mike, which is one story I tell, but it's not true. No, I wish I looked like him. I was, I'd say 10, right? And I lived in Hungary. I didn't really speak English that well.
Okay.
And my mom was like, "Oh, let's get you a email address." And I was like, "All right, fair enough." Just for your information, I was very cocky at the time, which I still am, but I was really cocky, and I was like, "You know what? Let's call me in Hungarian." I said like Magical Norbert, but like Magical Norby. But then that translated to Magic Norby, and it stayed with me. I used it as a username on Instagram or Facebook and everywhere. And it just blew up. And when I moved here, everyone was like, all my schoolmates started laughing at it, and they were like going along with it. And then in Hungary as well, people started picking it up. So I was like, you know what? I just keep it. It just fits me, because when I go into that cage, I'll do magic. So it just end up, staying with me.
So far, Norbert, what is the best thing that you've learned to love and respect about yourself in your life?
I'd say my grit. I don't even know. It's very hard, because I always say I've got my two biggest, my best feature and my worst feature is myself, is my brain, my head, because sometimes my head puts me to great places, and I've got great belief in myself, and I love learning and stuff like that. But at the same time, myself is one of my biggest opponents. I'm very judgmental about myself and stuff like that. So I would really have to sit down and think it through. I would really have to sit down and think it through to answer that. So, yeah.
What would you like to share to those before we close out? What would be the best advice that you can offer to anyone in the world, whether they're going to be getting into boxing, MMA, football, or even just someone that's an everyday person that loves their life, and whether they work in corporate company or entertainment? What would you like to share with that person or those people to help make their life better and easier?
The biggest secret I've ever received, like biggest advice and secret I've ever received was do what you want to, do what you love, do what you're passionate about. Because if you do something that you love and what you're passionate about, you will never work a day in your life, and you will be happy. And even if the days are bad, you'll remind yourself that, look how lucky I am, I'm doing what I love. So that's one thing that I tell everybody, all my friends, everyone I meet, do what you love. Don't chase money. Don't chase this, that. Do what you love, and money will come with that. Success will come with that. Just do and put 120, 200% into it. Just make sure that you do what you love.
Exactly. Perfectly said. I want to thank you very much for being with us today, live on air with Stephen Cuoco on Power 98.5. We've been on YouTube Live today, Facebook Live. I want to thank everyone for joining us all over on the Alexa app, the Power 98.5 satellite radio app. I want to give a warm shout out also to Hus Rajip at Hus Rajip Productions for making me an incredible intro outro that you're listening to right now. Wanted something, I told him, can you make something Avengers or Superman style? Like, I just needed like an upgrade here, so it works really well. What would be the best go-to channel for you, Norbert? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Where would you like people to reach out to you?
Yeah, it's Instagram and Facebook. I've got both pages. I use Instagram mainly. Facebook I just post, but I don't really look at it. But it's Instagram. If anyone's got any questions or anything, I try to answer as many messages as possible.
Give your handle, Norbert.
It's at Magic, Norbi, Magic Norbi.
Any closing thoughts before we head on out?
I just want to thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure, and I really appreciate it.
You deserve it, my friend. Hold the line. I want to thank, once again, everyone for tuning in today from here and all across the world. I know it's evening out there in the UK. We are now going in about 2:30 here in the States on the East Coast. And you know what? Norbert, real quick, we've got to ask this. Do you have a fight coming up?
Not at the moment, not that I know of, but as soon as I've got one, I will post about it and I will let you know.
Awesome. Norbert, you are beyond amazing, and I say this because what I see in you, and I've got the live streaming of YouTube up right now, and I'm looking at your photo in front of the Step and Repeat, the Bellator MMA, and you've got the red mask on. You are a powerhouse who's powerful, that's going to be doing impressive, great things. And I believe everything about who you are, like you said, where you're like in your head, it's going to work in your favor. It's going to be your compass.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Mr. Norbert Magic Novenyi Jr.
Thank you.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.